promotion. I think one question I should give, and I've said that television show is week in and week out the best WWE puts on. Imagine acknowledging that, not mentioning how the other promotion is breaking all-time attendance records with an amazing crew of talent and its success in drawing the show called casuals that everyone talks about. Wow. Like, to see Dave actually put over a WWE product, I'm in shock. I'm talking about AAA here, you know, so...
Yeah, I mean, you know, Dave still has that lucha boner. I mean, because it gives him the high-speed work rate that he loves, so I guess he has to put it over in that regard, but, I mean, doesn't he know that they're owned by WWE?
I don't think he cares. It's still lucha wrestling for him, but he was talking about Mance Warner and how he's pulled off an indie show, and he said... Tony Khan's already posted this, but he said nobody in AEW pulled Mance Warner from tonight's AAW show. Well, he signed a Ring of Honor, so who the fuck did it? Just saying. I mean, that's the one company he's in. So who the fuck? Who's above Tony? Did Shahid Khan fucking pull Mance Warner? I doubt he even knows who he is.
Who knows? Maybe it's an executive. Maybe it's not somebody above Tony. Maybe it could. I mean, Daniel Bryan is on the discipline committee. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's somebody underneath Tony Khan who's doing it. Who knows?
Could be. So Air said, what was the gate for Grand Slam 2021, Sting's retirement, CM Punk's AEW debut? And Dave said, check the issue after each of those shows. All are listed. So here he's not going to provide any numbers when he could easily search them up because he's the one who wrote them fucking down, by the way. If you looked up on Google, it would come to his website where he said it. But nah, that's too much work for him. So he basically said, Google it, bitch. That's what he does in conversations now. Just said,
why did he say that? Why did he just say, Google it, bitch?
That's the thing, is he considers cussing too lowbrow, and he won't do it. But randomly quote tweeting nerds on the internet, that's very highbrow to him. So there it is.
Very highbrow, Dave. Yeah. What a good use of your time.
Absolutely. Well, he's talking about how much he loves psychology. So Trey said, Uncle Dave being a work rate guy ruined a generation's ability to appreciate psychology. Spot on. And Dave said, I'm a psychology guy and more of a story guy. I just don't pretend certain styles have no psychology and that there is only one right way. Nor is 80s right and 2020's wrong. 50s is right and in the 50s evaluating Luthez without understanding the audience and expectations and drama of Luthez is silly. Dory Jr. was an incredible world champion and worker. People watching on tape sometimes don't see it because he worked his own unique way that was fantastic for a world champion in that era. Bro, nobody's going back. I hate to tell you, nobody's going back and watching Luthez and Dory Jr. matches on YouTube. Let's be fucking real. Nobody's doing that shit.
No, nobody's doing that. And then, like, the other thing, too, about, like, there's multiple right styles. Dave, the only right style, the only good psychology is the one that makes wrestling look real.
Yep. We covered then our top 10 awesome on Bret Hart, you know, is wrestlers that actually protect the business by making it look like a fight. Every wrestler that you put over nowadays, whether it be Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, the Bucks, they make it look like a choreographed dance fight. They make it look like shit. It looks like a Power Rangers routine. It does not look good.
Right. I mean, because what's believable about, you know, getting, like, having some guy, like, do, like, a running jump kick to somebody's face, and then they just act like they didn't even get kicked. And they just, like, hit them with another move. Like, that's totally believable, Dave. That's good psychology, huh?
Well, my favorite is Will Ospreay, who has had multiple neck surgeries by this point, and he gets thrown on the back of his neck after all these surgeries with a throwing German suplex, and he pops right back up to his feet. How is that believable? He's not Superman. How is that fucking believable?
Well, to the layman mind, that would look like bad psychology. But when you know as much as I do, that is good psychology.
Fucking Dave, man.
I can't stand it.
He was talking about the Double or Nothing gate. He said, the Double or Nothing gate is just under $1.5 million. Second best ever for a non-WWE show in the U.S. Inflation adjusted, there are a handful in history. So he's already got his fucking excuse why it is the second best. He says because of inflation adjusted. So he's taking a fake inflation number in his mind. Granted, we are going through inflation, but knowing him, he probably took something that's like 15 to 20% and marked it up to 50.
It'd be funny if it was like in like 20 years from now we have like hyperinflation and like they have like 2 people in attendance at AEW and he's like, well, I'm factoring in inflation. It's the highest gate in AEW history.
They'll find ways, man. Trust me, they're going to find ways. They will always find a way. So here's what he had to say about Rousey versus Carrano. He said,
Rousey vs. Carrano for some reason was listed as a movie and not a TV show on Netflix, and first day was number 6 in the world in that category, which is a bigger category than TV shows. Keep in mind, main event started at midnight Eastern. It beat a big WWE show. Unclear about any records, but doesn't appear to be gigantic, although it was number 1 in the US, Canada, Mexico, and movies, which is substantial viewership. UFC did its record low on Paramount, 30% below what a show like this would normally do.
So let's go back to what he just said. Unclear about any records, but it doesn't appear to be gigantic, although it was number 1. David had 17 million viewers.
It's right there, dude. You got your numerical proof. It broke records on Netflix, and considering Netflix has had a couple live events by now, that's pretty dang cool, man. The last record was broken by Jake Paul, and come to find out, it's Jake Paul's company doing this MMA. So Jake Paul's doing great shit for Netflix. WWE are fucking retarded for not bringing him in.
Seriously, it's going to bite them in. You know what this could be? This could be like the moment where like Shane McMahon had like that opportunity to buy UFC on the cheap, and Vince is like, I don't want to. Why buy that?
You know what? The Fertittas were smart for doing what they did. I'll give them that.
No, seriously.
Yeah. So They Live 420 said, hard agree, but it's capitalism. They're never going to put the genie back in the bottle as long as these pay-per-views continue to sell. Dave said,
so weird for a wrestling fan to want less great wrestling.
It's not fucking great wrestling, you asshole. It's shit. Everything looks the same. All you do is you change the fucking logo on the apron. That's it. Everything's the fucking same. At least with WWE, they're trying more of a casual, friendly approach. Every other company out there, with the exception of like maybe JCW, is like, fuck a casual. We don't give a fuck about you. We don't want new fans. In fact, we want our fan base even fucking smaller and more psychotic and rabid. Fuck you.
Well, and that's the thing, is like that whole mentality right there. This sentence is everything I hate in modern wrestling fans. So weird for a wrestling fan to want less great wrestling. Dave, here's the deal, okay? We have evidence. We have evidence that right now in WWE, they're focusing more on characters, specifically Danhausen, and it's selling a lot of merch. It's doing very, very well. Whereas like AEW, they're now focusing a lot more on the work right now. They're making the shows much more like what you like, and the ratings are dive bombing. TNA doing the same fucking thing. Ratings are dive bombing. Every other company, Matchmark wrestling out the ass. Ratings are dive bombing. JCW and WWE really are the only companies right now that are trying to cater to a casual audience, and they're holding on to a pretty good viewership all in all. And they're making good money, and they're making pretty good money. Now, JCW has a long way to go, but we have the evidence that your style of wrestling that you like, Dave, the kind of wrestling you always put over, it doesn't draw. In fact, it drives people away. We have the numbers. We have the evidence. Go fucking piss up a rope for all I care.
Oh, well, Dave, though, I love it how the fans call him out on his ego. So here's Steely Dan saying how it feels to spell it Eddie Guerrero with a Y, and shows his disgusting office that he works in. And Dave says,
Eddie Guerrero subscribed from 1992 until his death. Every renewal was signed Eddie. In his book, he said Eddie or Eddie is fine, but he preferred Eddie. Eddie was the spelling he used in a pro wrestler until WWE changed it. Ignorant people playing gotcha on what they have no idea about is quite hilarious.
Good God, Dave. Good God.
So here's his, like, basically his little story of, I personally knew Eddie, and he was a fan of my newsletter.
But, yeah, it's not the same, Dave. It's not the same as knowing him, okay?
So, like, I was trying to just mock him for what he said, but then you look at his office, bro. So let's take a good look at this fucking piece of shit office. Look at this spunk rag floor. Look at this. You can't even see carpet. Literally, all you see is fucking cage match ratings, New Japan porn rags, fucking encyclopedias on wrestling moves. What the fuck is this? Look at all these what is these shelves he's got in the background, just stuffed with fucking papers on fake wrestling. Weird.
Good God, get a freaking filing cabinet. Come on.
And then you look over here on his desktop. Look at this fucking old school 2002 Mac he's got. Look at this shit. And you can barely see the desk. He's got like some one of those office phones from like 1988. He's got just papers all over the fucking place.
He's like, well, I look at this phone, I'm thinking of upgrading to a rotary phone. You want to be with the times,
Just to get with the times, yeah. So, and then over here, he has, not even on this other desktop, is shit all over the place. Look at this. He's got spunk stains on the chair, which is fucking gross. I mean, at least he realizes his room is a fire hazard and he has a fire extinguisher here. I'll give him that. But at the same time, like, look at the spunk stains on the chair, all these papers all over the place. He has one poster in the corner of Carano and Cyborg to make people think that he's not gay. It's like, you're not fooling anybody, bro.
It's you know, it'd be funny as you say, what do I need this fire extinguisher for? I'm gonna go out the way I love, reviewing wrestling matches.
Knowing him, it's probably covered with a brown substance and very stinky. Just saying.
Well, who knows? That could be the way he puts out the fire, you know.
I never know with Dave. Oh, man. So it is time to do some ratings rundown. We got to talk about these messed up ratings, and man, they're getting really, really bad. Like, super bad. So let's start out with, what do we got here? First rating is for Raw. Give him the Raw rating.
Raw. 2.6 million viewers now. This is for the May 11th episode. Not a good number. I'm going to keep it real. Not a good number. But, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not good and it's not bad. It's absolutely nothing to brag about. I can't defend this. This is a bad number. It's a bad number. I can't defend it. You know, I got to keep it real.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, too, is I first saw the rating not really going up much or not going down much. It's going to be between like a 0.5 rating going from like 2.6 to 3. I don't think it's going to get back to 3 anytime soon. Well, maybe SummerSlam, but we'll see.
But to be fair, this is not the Brock Lesnar debut or return.
No, so next week we'll see that, you know, reflect in the ratings. But yeah, like, I could understand why it got the rating it did. It's not too much different from the previous week, so that makes sense. And then after that, we got, you want to do SmackDown?
Yeah, because I got it right here. Okay, so SmackDown, this past week, May 15th episode, or not this past, but the May 15th episode pulled in 1.18 million viewers. Yeesh.
Walk. And this is like, again, this is what happens when you have Cody at the top. Cody tanks any show when he's at the top. We have like numerical footage. Like, if you want the proof, we did it for Triple H as a bad booker, Cody as a no draw. We showed the graph. Every time you put the title on Cody, it tanks the show. Like, he is the biggest ball drop in SmackDown history.
He really is. And that's the thing. It's like, you see it over and over again. Like, what casual fan appeal does Cody Rhodes have? None.
None. He's dropping. Any casual appeal that he did have is gone now. He's lost a lot of momentum, and a lot of that, let's be real, is due to Triple H's shitty booking.
It really is. Like, and that's the thing. Now, granted, it's like Cody Rhodes is boring in and of himself. Right. But when you add in Triple H's booking on top of it, it makes something boring, just boring and shitty, you know? It makes it worse.
Like, I think Vince would have done a good job making him like this nepotist, fucking narcissistic asshole with his own stable that pretty much had to chicken shit his way. I think he would make him like a Timu Ric Flair if he had the chance.
Very like a heel, kind of like, oh, look at my suits, look at my fancy cars, look at my Rolex watch. I could see Vince doing that. I could see Vince just really like emphasizing how rich he is. I think you're right about that. I could see Vince doing that. But with Triple H and with the marks, they just see, oh, he's a great wrestler. Let's put him in great matches and that'll get over, right? No, it's not.
Never does, man. Never does. How about NXT? How'd they do?
All right, so NXT, this past week, pulled in 517,000 viewers. This is up 19,000 viewers from the week before.
Wow. So, I mean, it's not by much, and a lot